Hello people. I was just reading online in relation to Jamie Lee Ross in New Zealand, in relation to him being taken into custody in relation to mental health acts. Now, because of the debacle that's going on with National and all these corrupt politicians, what people should actually realise is when he's in their custody, you can't video record anything. He's denied the right to have video recordings of everything he says and everything he does. It's not compulsory in New Zealand. They may, if he asks for it, they may say yes, but I doubt it very much. If it's compulsory, then he's protected. And this is the whole problem with New Zealand and its corruption. Every department gets to investigate themselves. There's no impartiality unless it's a Royal Commission of Inquiry. Queen's Counsels aren't worth a fuck, to be quite honest. They're as corrupt as a fucking day is long. And they can't call witnesses like a Royal Commission of Inquiry can. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I've been in that situation with the ACC. And they've tried to use mental health acts to say I had a brain injury, mental illness, threats to kill. This is the whole line of attack that they take whenever they're caught committing crimes against their victims and making false declarations in their victim's name. And this is all trying to discredit the victim while they carry out their vigilantism and their lynch mob state terrorist actions. Now the psychiatrists involved, forensic psychiatrists, and literally trying to use the mental health acts to literally attack the victims, like Judge Perkins fucking did. This was after me fucking already clearing my name, before that. And so they decided they were going to do a fucking lynch mob hatchet job in my life. And since then I've just been their prisoner, their hostage and their captive, held criminally to blackmail and ransom, because they want to protect their organised crime, racketeering run ACC organisation that is the most corrupt, dishonest business I've ever fucking come across in my life. And the people running it are fucking lawyers. They're all criminals. The mental health acts are very, very, they're very fucked up in New Zealand actually. And they say you wouldn't trust a fucking psychiatrist as far as you fucking throw them. They're lying scumbags. They cover up more crimes for government than I've ever fucking seen. They literally become the criminal abuser of the system. I think they cause more fucking health problems than they fucking actually resolve. That it's like, they try and attack you with all this bullshit about narcissism and depression and all that shit. One, I was never depressed. Two, narcissism, I like myself just like a normal person, But these are the labels they try and give to you. Maybe narcissistic. Right? Yet the people you're fucking dealing with are the most fucking narcissistic fucks on the planet. The New Zealand mental health acts need serious fucking seriously looking at it, to be honest. There should be compulsory video recording of every time a person sees a forensic psychiatrist. Their actions shouldn't be left to hearsay and lies and innuendo, speculation or manufacturing, which is what they're doing. What they do continually. It's like every time I went in front of a forensic psychiatrist, I video recorded every fucking word. They didn't like it, they didn't want it, and I don't give a fuck whether you want it or not. You want me to sit here, then you're going to have to video record it. Or I'm going to video record it. And I've got every word that I ever spoke to a fucking psychiatrist, except for when they had me sectioned. This was the second time around. Fitted up for crimes I didn't commit, threat to kill, criminal blackmail, criminal harassment. Part of the fucking lynch mob action, declared an act of war against me by the New Zealand police. And that is still ongoing to this day. While I remain their fucking prisoner, hostage and captive, held criminally to blackmail and ransom under ACC. And not a fucking ounce of rehabilitation. So, the problem I find, they say Jamie Lee Ross is going to have a lot of problems. A lot of fucking problems. Because the system is so fucking corrupt. And if they're looking to cover up crimes, that's exactly what they're going to do. Because he wrote a text message, I think, saying that he suffered mental illness. That's a fucking fucked. Claiming he was the one who leaked the thing about bridges. So anyway, expenses or whatever. The thing here is, I've seen this happening, not just to me and like Jamie Lee Ross. It's happened to quite a few people over the last 10 or 12 years. And it's getting worse, to be perfectly honest. But I think that the New Zealand people need to know that the mental health acts in New Zealand are being used and abused by those in power. They're being abused by judges, they're being abused by politicians, they're being abused by fucking lawyers. And this is how these terrorists work. And to be perfectly frank, most of them are fucking criminally insane anyway. And when you're dealing with a criminally insane person or entity, and persons running the entity, it's a very difficult situation to get out of. Because they're just violating and raping your fucking life right back to childhood. They're looking for things that, it's like they're trying to criminally profile your fucking life as a, and it's totally against what the mental health acts are all about. Because they're actually using it for crimes against their victims. And that's why I'm saying this, because that's what it's used for. And I don't know, what else can you say about it? They literally, he probably has a broken toe, like he's probably on their ACC now. And he'll probably, he'll probably end up with a fucking, they'll claim that he's fucking completely insane or criminally insane. And that's what they use. They try and claim you're sane or insane or criminally insane. And they're not actually investigating the insanity and the criminally insane people who actually work for the organizations or the administrations. They're attacking the victims. And then they're saying to the victims, oh, prove it. That's how it fucking works. I'm going to say, in my case, I haven't got one fucking psychiatrist who's willing to sit down in front of me, in front of a video recorder, and answer my fucking questions. Because the minute you ask them a question, they're fucked. They haven't got a fucking clue what they're doing. They've got no answer for it. They're trained in a manner that is about profiling a victim's life. It's about violating and raping a victim's life. It's about looking for something to turn the victim into a product. And then that product then is money in their pocket. And that's literally how it works. Most people who suffer mental illness, they'll get help, but I'm not sure they're getting the right help. Because I think half of these fucking psychiatrists are fucking lunatics, to be perfectly frank. When you're on the other side of it, and you're not mentally ill, and you don't have a brain injury, and you haven't threatened anybody, it's a whole fucking different ballgame to how mental illness actually works, and how the mental health acts work. And these people then, I come out of it squeaky clean, but it's what I had to go through that was fucking traumatizing in itself, to be perfectly frank. The cover-ups of other people's crimes, the leaving out everything you were subjected to, threats, intimidation, violence, harassment, criminal harassment, pepper spraying, putting me in a cell with shit all over the walls, putting me in a flooded cell at a fucking court that I had nothing to do with, and taking everybody who was in the flooded cell out of the flooded cell and putting me in there. Everything to undermine you, and then having me fucking sectioned. But I think I've proved in my other videotapes that beyond any reasonable doubt that the charges that I was put up on were bogus. And literally the government is fucking holding me criminally to blackmail and ransom, as are ACC, as are the police. And they're continuing this act of war action. They're lying to foreign governments in relation to my case. They are obstructing and perverting the courses of justice at all times. They are carrying out misfeasance in public office at all times. And they're frightened of my case, and they fucking should be. But this is not about I'm making this video not for my case. I'm making it in relation to the mental health acts are a fucking disgrace in New Zealand. And they need a serious overhaul. And there needs to be better protection for the victims of such crimes by those in power. Because the mental health acts are being used to commit crimes against victims. And the people fucking committing the crimes, even psychiatrists, are not being held criminally to account because they're fucking criminally insane themselves. It's all about isolating the victim, alienating the victim, singling them out, creating stagnant, stalemate, criminally blackmailing, holding to ransom situations, and Mexican standoffs, while they carry out their entire destruction of their victim's life and deny the victim the right to be heard, denying the victim the right to speak in a public forum, because the media are as much a fucking crime and involved in the crimes as anybody, because they're only putting out what the government want them to put out, and they're not interviewing the person they're actually putting the information out against. It's a fucking joke show. You know, the entrapment, you know, criminal entrapment is another part of it. And criminal provocation is another part of it. It's like, let's see how far we can push the fucking victim before they crack. And that's how it works. Me, I get the patience of a fucking saint. I think I've been provoked and fucking, they look to entrap me just in about every way you could fucking imagine. And they're still trying to do it. And it's a never-ending saga because they've got control. Because ACC is an organised crime, racketeering run industry. And the people who are making the money are the lawyers and specialists and the experts. Without ACC, they're not worth a fuck. They wouldn't have as many fucking clients as they do, believe me. And that's what it's really all about. Yeah. They're attacking people through mental illness and mental health acts who don't fucking need mental health care. And they're starving the ones who do need it of what they require. It's a fucking joke show. It's people in power just using their position in power to literally get away with the fucking crimes that they're actually committing. So anyway, I think Jamie Lee Ross is fucked if he doesn't tape record everything. But I think there needs to be a law change that anybody who is placed before the mental health acts by a judge or by politicians or by any lawyer in power, I think they should have the right to video record at all times every word that is said for their own protection. Now, if someone's getting in there and claiming they are mentally ill, that's a different story. If they don't want to tape record it, that's a whole different story. It's a whole different ballgame. It's two sides to two different issues. But when you're being attacked by those in power, there needs to be a fucking law where it's compulsory to video record every fucking word, so that the person's not getting fitted up, which is exactly what they're trying to do. And that is the major problem that I came up against in New Zealand. And how far they'll go to prevent you from video recording. Anyway, I just wanted to put that across, and I'll stick it up. But I think Jamie Lee Ross is fucked because there is no laws that are compulsory to video record anything. And I don't think they'll allow him to video record, to be perfectly honest. I think he's fucking stupid anyway. But that's his problem. It's not my problem. The issue is the mental health acts and how the mental health acts are used by those in power to commit their crimes. See you.